Hello, lovelies. I was just getting ready to paint some little 5x7 paintings to put in the shop for Christmas, some floral paintings, kind of to celebrate my new floral classes that are coming out soon. And I was gonna put some of these colors in this palette, this airtight palette, and I've done videos on the airtight palette before, but I thought, well, I might as well do this and along with you, because then I can show you these delicious Holbein Gouache sets. So I think it was, I don't know, a few months ago that I discovered these, and Holbein is one of my favorite brands for gouache and aqua gouache. Well, they have good watercolors too, but anyway, they came out with these pretty ingenious, really, these seasonal sets. And this one is spring. Yeah, I'm trying to see where it says. I think this one's spring. Okay, Suzanne, where does it say? I've got I think this one's winter. Okay, summer, here it is. I knew it was in here hidden. Spring. This one's summer, and this one's autumn. I did not buy winter because, I don't know, I figured this was enough. And they're on the pricey side, but for whatever reason, at the time I found them, Amazon had a really good price on them. So I thought I'd pull some of the colors from here. And there's a little brochure. Let me see if, yeah, here it is in this one. That shows the colors, yeah, in each of the 12 sets. So the spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Yeah, that's why I didn't get the winter, because, I mean, these are pretty, but they're darks that I already have, browns, and I don't use those a lot, and I have plenty of them. And there were some browns in each one of these. So anyway, I thought I'd pull my favorite colors from there and pull my favorite colors of gouache that I have and put some in here with distilled water. Gotta make sure I have my distilled water. I always mix the paints with distilled water because it keeps them from getting moldy in these palettes. And so let me grab my distilled water real quick. All right, I found my distilled water and I keep it in this. I had taken it downstairs where I paint at night. All right. And then you can stir with an old brush, or when I'm at a coffee shop, I pick up these stir sticks. They work great. All right, let's put some colors in. Maybe I'll try to start with yellows. This cork is so pretty. So here's a lemon yellow, a cork, and oh, there's a nice warm yellow. What I did is, I don't know why, I wanted to know that this color came from one of these sets. So I put like a P for spring, an S for summer on the tube, and then an A for autumn. I guess that was a good idea, because now I can get these out. I wanted to keep them somewhat organized to be able to show them to you, because I've been planning to do a video on them for a long time. This is going to be too many yellows, but let's see here. Our gardenia. You don't need all this. I just want you to know. Sometimes I think it's a distraction, but it's a happy distraction. All right, some orange. And let's start with the lemon yellow. And I usually white, I'll put in, oh, there's a small white here. But I'll do white later. These, in this particular palette, there's like these 4 are smaller, so I'm not gonna, I would want white to be in one of the biggest. So maybe I'll save white for there and then start with some of this lemon yellow. And I'm not going to put a ton in there. A little goes a long way. This is the canola yellow. And some people might write down what they're putting in here. And then when they wanted to add more, they would know. That would not be me. I think it's a great idea. So this third one was gardenia yellow. This is Caria japonica, or yellow. Cork yellow. I really like this. This is more of a greeny color that I use a lot. And let's do this orange. I'm not worried about staying in order. I really don't want to fill this whole thing up. I tend to do that and then some of them dry out. So I'm going to keep some of those wells empty so that I can mix colors. I mix on the palette. All right, that was vermilion, which is an orangey red. Here's scarlet. And here are a couple of reds in this set. Safflower red, that looks like a nice deep red. A lot of these I haven't even used yet. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And what is this? This is sort of a, let me put this over here so you can see it better. This is a, looks like a rust. They're calling it orange. Definitely a brownish orange. And that's pretty. I guess I'll go in a sort of a brown direction and then we can go back to magenta. So this is amber. Looks like basically a yellow oxide. And then we can do a light ochre. Let's see if that's different enough. I'll put that over here in the small wells. I don't use much light ochre, but it is nice sometimes. Oh, I'm gonna have to use that for sure. Okay, here I was gonna do one more brown. This is a Taisha brown. It's pretty. I have used it. Mostly I use the browns and the ochres and umbers to tone down colors. There's not any, I thought it was interesting, there were not any good magentas in all 3 of these. So I'm gonna get my magentas, we're gonna add some, because that's just, I don't know how that happened. How could they put these sets away together with no magentas? All right, here's, I've already got a lemon yellow. Let's see here. We might want to use that pink. Oh, we gotta do opera pink. Where are you? My favorite color in the whole world. I always have it out. So it's, oh, here, is this it? No, but that's a good one. Quinacridone magenta. Where are you hiding? I know you're here. I just had you. All right. I literally just painted with it, but this is what happens when you have too much stuff out on your table. All right, we'll find it. That's a must-have. So we have this quinacridone magenta. I don't want to overdo. Let's see if that Holbein, that's a Winsor Newton. Let's see if the Holbein is much different. And, all right. I might put that hummingbird blue in too. These are just some individual colors I've bought. Might have to use the linden green. I said I wasn't going to fill this up. That was, and it looks like I'm on my way. All right, so let's start with magentas here. I'll just do, oh yeah, I do remember this gouache magenta is much more purpley than the Winsor Newton quinacridone magenta. So it's, yeah, one's more reddish, one's more purpley. Those would be perfect. So, well, I always tell people you really only need a magenta to make just so many colors. A magenta, a red, so I think of those as your reds. And then 2 yellows, which would be a lemon and a warm yellow. And then 2 blues, which could be a turquoise and an ultramarine. And you can make so many colors with that. All right, let's go with this peachy color. Yeah, I'm really glad I'm doing this. I bought this set pretty much to experiment and show you, and then it's been months and I haven't. All right, so we've got, let's go in the bluish direction. So I've got turquoise. They've got 2 in these sets, the bamboo and the pale. Let's take a look. Okay, that's looks kind of pale to me, but this one's called pale patina. Okay, so one's a little more green and one's a little more blue. My favorite turquoise is the Winsor Newton Cobalt Turquoise Light. I definitely don't need all 3 of these. I think I'm just going to pick one of these and then the one that's more green and then use my cobalt. So put that in. Of course, I've got these sets all mixed up now, but I don't care. I only kept them organized so that I could show you and not have them be a complete mess, disorganized mess by the time I videoed them. Okay, come on now. Could you be the wrong top? You could be. Okay. Here's the Winsor Newton. See how it's a little more blue, kind of a classic turquoise. It's delicious. And I'm definitely going to use an indigo, but let's see what other yummy blues. Oh, there is a blue. Yes, this one. Look at that. Myosotis blue. You can get all of these color numbers by just looking up the Holbein season sets, and they'll describe all the contents for you. This Dayflower blue is really pretty. It's really like a light cobalt blue. And Oriental. I did do I'll show you, I'll do another video on that. I did do a swatch of all of these. Maybe if I've got that handy, I could grab it and show it to you. I'm going to look in a minute. Oriental blue, it's just kind of a dark, I don't think I need it. Or I'll use either Hummingbird or Oriental, they're both dark. Let's do the ultramarine. Always use that. It's great for color mixing. And let me see if there's an indigo in this set. this one? Yeah. So there's Holbein's indigo. I've also got a Winsor Newton indigo. I'll stick with the Holbein. Let me see if I've got those color swatches. I do have them. I was going to do a separate video on these, and I probably will, but these painter's diaries, they're great. See, I did put, those are the markers. I started to make the colors, or put the colors that were in the one palette that I have. Holbein Gouache tubes. Here they are. Now I don't know, this was probably before I got all of those sets. I don't know, there's the Dayflower blue, the Mayo Cetus blue. Maybe they're all there. Pale patina. No, I don't think they're all there. That's the gouache. These are the super colored pencils. I'll go over this in detail in another video, but I wanted to see if I have the Winsor Newton tubes, if I've done those. Maybe I did them in the larger book. Yes. Okay, here's all the Holbeins. Oh, yummy. And here's all the Winsor Newtons. I thought I had. Okay. So we were just looking at the Winsor Newton indigo, which is not, I always have to make my indigo anyway. I have to add a little orange to get the one that I'm looking for. And so that indigo is a little more intense. I think I'll go with the Winsor Newton in here. Oh wait, I don't want to go that dark yet. I wanted one of these hummingbird or oriental. Let's see what those look like. Oh yeah, they're really turquoisey. So I don't need both, so I'll just pick one. Let's do the hummingbird. And look how much, almost identical the Prussian blue to the indigo blue is. Definitely don't need both of those. Overall, I would say you probably don't need to buy one of these sets unless you're really in love with all the colors. I think it just, me showing them to you, you might say, okay, I want to buy these individual colors. There's the pale patina and the bamboo. And what I did is I added white, but like I said, I'll go into these books and how I used them in another video. I want to get a few greens in there. I do make my greens, but there's some greens in here that are interesting and for mixing, I think. So this is seedling. I could do that, but let me see if this linden green is from Winsor is. Yeah, that would go great there. I love that stuff. Another one of my favorite colors. So I don't think I need the seedling because that's pretty close. This elm is interesting. It's very brownish. Where is that? Here it is. I think that could be, it's something different to mix with things. I do normally make my greens with, you know, a variety of reds and, blues and yellows. But the linden is hard to make, so I like to have that. Pine tree, I'm not in love with that. Let's see what the Winsor Newton greens are. That olive green is nice, but that's a lot like that elm. So I probably don't need that. Maybe a sap green. Let's see where that is. There it is. Oh, are you stuck? No, I'm not anymore. Okay, so sap green. Let's see if I've got everything I want. There's definitely more than you need. Oh my goodness, I could throw violet in there. There's Spectrum Violet by Windsor, and let's see what the Holbein was. Oh yeah, some of these are really pretty, especially when you add the white. Bellflower, where are you? Here you are. Let's throw a bellflower in there. And just looking, since I did swatch these, to see if there's anything. These are so similar. This ash blue is nice for mixing things. Where are you? Or gray. I've been into using gray to tone things down, so I'm gonna put some of that over in the smaller wells, and then ash blue. Oh, I know where ash blue is because I like it. It's not part of these sets. Here's another gray. I do love this color. You can tell it's smalt blue right there. You can tell because the tube is almost used up. There's my light. I'm not seeing that ash. That's okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's why it's almost gone. You always know the colors that you need, that you that you enjoy when they're almost gone. There's not even enough there. I'm going to save that in the tube. But let's look at this gray. Did I swatch the gray? Doesn't look like I did. That's interesting. Put it over here in kind of a neutrals section. It's a nice warm gray. This is called Rick U, number 882. I think the G must stand for gouache, and then they're, yeah, I like that. I'm going to keep that out. I've been looking for a good warm gray. This is a antique silver, so metallic silver. Don't think I'll be using that much. There's a metallic gold in this set. All right, I want plenty of white, so I'm going to put some white in two of these. I was going to save a larger well, but I didn't. Well, I'll put some over here, and then I can put some in the smaller wells, and then I can have some mixing wells. Use so much white. The only dark I really use is indigo or Payne's gray. There's a black in here, and then, see, this is why these sets, I don't know, because you end up with this set. The autumn set has two of these browns. Why do I need two? Okay, here are the brown. Oh, here's the gray. It's kind of a greenish gray, that Rikyū. This is smoked bamboo. I mean, that's really pretty, actually, with white in it. Actually, so is that with the white. I might actually put some of those in there, but just know that I'll want to add white with them. That makes a really pretty neutral. And so is that Taisha Brown. I remembered that. Whoops, that was probably too much. All right, I think I've got more than enough options. And I didn't use my, that's okay. Put these aside now that they're all mixed up. I don't care. They're probably just going to go in the drawer now. These boxes are kind of nice, though, if you're traveling, you know, just to take a use the box and take a few colors. I wonder if you could fit a brush. Ooh, look. They probably designed this, and it's just me finally figuring it out. Look, it would protect the brush. Okay, that's very exciting. It's always tricky to find brush containers that aren't gonna mess up your brush. What I would do though, so that the bristles don't get, is stuff just a little tissue in there on that side and then put them in. Very exciting. I'm sure that was the plan. All right, let me get these aside and we'll start adding some water. Okay. I think it's kept me from using them, the feeling that I had to keep them in those boxes, which is silly, Suzanne, silly. All right, let's get the distilled water, my stir stick, and this is where it gets a little tedious because you're constantly washing and cleaning your brush so you don't mess up the next color. But that's why it's helpful to do color families like this, so that you're doing all your yellows at once. But I'm going to go ahead and just put a few drops of each in each well. And I'll stir a few and then say goodbye, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here with me while I do all these. Consistency-wise, I'm looking for, I don't know, I always say heavy cream, but I'd rather want to add water and not make it too watery. Of course, if you do make it too watery, just leave the top off in, a few hours. And you'll dry it out. So I would rather have that sort of consistency like that, like a heavy cream, and then add water if I need to. So I'm rinsing there because I'm going from a really couple of cool yellow greens to warmer. And I won't get it all out, but I'm, trying not to alter these colors too much. They will get altered enough as I use them. So these are stirring up really nicely. It's going to look so pretty. And then I will, see, I didn't need these two. Look, they're so similar. If I'd gotten my book out sooner, I would have seen that. That's okay, I use so much yellow. I'll just use up one of them and then put something else in there. Or maybe I use a lot of pale yellow. I'll just end up putting a lot of water or white in one of them. I can do that now. I love using I usually mix up an off-white, basically, which I make by, if I can't buy it, usually it's called ivory or beige. Sometimes it's called unbleached titanium. But if I don't have one, I make it and it's white with a bit of all three primary colors. So a bit of yellow, red, and blue, and of course, there's a million off-whites. One time when we were building our house that we had in Virginia, oh my God, it's embarrassing. I had to pick some off-whites because I just wanted some neutrals on the walls. And I went to the paint store and got samples, and there really are a million.